Chelsea fans, you guys should not be too hard on yourself. You lost against Arsenal, the best team in the entire top European clubs right now, and you guys are feeling like this. It's not, you did not lose against Greensby. You did not. So you guys should calm down. You went to lose against a team that played first in the group stage 8/8 of Champions League, against a team that is on the first of the Premier League, against a team that have won almost 40 games this season, and the only 2 games that they've lost is the game against Liverpool, which was a moment of magic, and also the game against Man U, which was, there are 2 moments of magic, the one of Dogu and the one of Kun-Ah. That's just the only way you can win against Arsenal. And see, I'm not going to lie to you, Liam Rosenoir actually set up a very brilliant game yesterday coming into the game. Though you guys were complaining, why are you going to use a back 5 in a game that you knew that is a must win for you? How do you want them to play? Go and ask Bayern, ask Inter, ask every other team Arsenal have played against this season. You cannot come and play against Arsenal with the way Arsenal is so set up and come out and play free-flow football. Let me break down the game that Liam Rosenoir actually set up yesterday, looking at the lineup and the way Chelsea played. He was relying on the moment of magic also for Chelsea, while defending, conceding goals. That was why he used a back 3 of tall and very strong men, Fofana and the other 2 guys. My point is, when he came into that game, it was one thing for sure. Don't give Arsenal room to use the midfield the way they ought to be using, or the way they used to be using. That was why he came into the game, used 5 men, compact midfield, leaving Arsenal to 2 things: play in your own half, go round us, and not inside us. If you look at every top team that Arsenal have won this season, that is basically the way Arsenal have won them. Arsenal don't play a ball through ball, and when they are going to do, they come from the side. And he limited that, which I'm going to give it to Liam Rosenoir for setting up his team. And he was relying, basically, if you look at most ball that Sanchez had from his post yesterday, he was relying basically on the forward men. That was why he used a very tall and a strong man at the back, which was Liam Delap. But Liam Delap failed him because he is not a very special player like that to be at the forefront. I'm talking about players, supposed player like Kai Havertz, supposed player like Merino being at the top 9, supposed player like Alan, who can win the first duel. And when he wins the first duel, where is the ball going to land? The midfield. And when he lands in the midfield, the moment you can have is to play shot from outside. I can refer to the game of Man U for that, because Man U, their shots, most of their goals came from midfield at outside the 18-yard. But Chelsea lack players that has super individual abilities. I'm very sure you guys might not have known this. This is one of those reasons why Maresca was relieved of his duty in Chelsea, because almost all the players that were actually brought into Chelsea were not players that can dictate or win games for Chelsea. They were not individually brilliant players. Talking about individual, the only player I saw yesterday that was actually very good on that field was Joao Pedro. He was the only one that actually did magic and all that. But still, the physical presence of the Arsenal backline, he could not really use anything out of it. So basically, people like Estaval that they were relying on, Cole Palmer that they were relying on, they were useless on the field because the intensity of the game and the way Arsenal was set up yesterday would never let players like that walk. A very big shout out to Nkapie at the site. He actually nullified Cole Palmer, nullified Estavio. They had nothing to play at all. That's just to tell you the brilliance of Arsenal football team. The only funny thing yesterday was that you came to Emirates, where no team have actually won against Arsenal, except Man U, and you were going to play around football against a coach that around football is the setup of his life. Go ask him around 2-3 years ago. Around football is Arteta himself. Though truth be told, he worked. And the only time Chelsea came out to play at the final minute, hoping to get a draw, that was when Arsenal scored. I'm not going to lie to you, it worked. It really, really worked. But Arsenal are just too good in all phases of the game. Anything you bring, Arteta trusts his men so much, and the instruction he has given them has made them so good that they can adapt and metamorphose into anything you choose to change to when the game is on, without the coach talking to them. Like I told you guys before, Liam Rosenoir has a very, very serious prospect. Only if Chelsea will give him time to utilize what he has upstairs. Chelsea fan, keep it cool. This is football. The best team wins.